Welcome to the world in your hand.
Donald Trump and the tariff stick protect America. Why America is the Tang Monk's flesh and Trump is the Monkey King. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping once said, "Any nation that gets close to the US will become rich." And indeed, ever since World War II, the United States has become the Tang Monk's flesh, while other countries scramble to claim a piece. Just like the demons in Journey to the West crave the monk's flesh to gain immortality, in our modern world, America is the promised land, a source of wealth, power, and opportunity that every nation dreams of accessing. The generous America. After World War II, the United States opened its arms, helping rebuild nations from ashes. America was seen as generous, and countries were happy to share the spoils. But then, Donald Trump appeared, wielding a staff carved with the words, "America First." From that moment on, the Tang Monk's flesh was no longer for the taking. Like the Monkey King storming heaven, Trump shook the world with titanic tariffs. He cast his net, pulled China in, and forced the whole world to sit at the negotiating table. Why America became Tang Monk's flesh? Why is America so coveted? Because after World War II, the US sat on a throne of gold, holding a treasure chest overflowing with diamonds. In 1945, the US accounted for nearly 50% of global GDP. Instead of hoarding wealth, America unlocked the chest and invited others to enjoy. In 1948, it launched the Marshall Plan, $13 billion, worth over $150 billion today, to rebuild Europe. Japan received billions in aid and access to US markets, becoming the world's second largest economy by the 1980s. South Korea rose from poverty to become an Asian tiger. Taiwan became the king of semiconductors. The win-win system. America didn't just give away money, it opened its market. Got products? Bring them to America. We'll buy them all and pay in dollars, the world's dominant currency. Cheap goods from Japan and Korea flooded in. In return, Coca-Cola, Apple, Boeing spread across the globe. But this generosity wasn't pure goodwill. America knew that every $1 given could return $10. Economic aid was the currency of loyalty in the Cold War against the Soviet Union. Five, Deng Xiaoping's realization and China's rise. Deng Xiaoping famously understood, to get rich, befriend America. When China opened in the 1980s, American money, factories, and tech poured in. Fertile rice fields became factory jungles. From 1978 to 2021, China's GDP jumped from $149 billion to over $1.3 trillion, growing at over 10% annually. Six, the rules. Broken by Beijing. But China didn't play by the rules. It copied technology, manipulated currency, subsidized state firms, and violated WTO commitments. America's trade deficit with China ballooned to nearly $1 trillion by 2022. U.S. factories closed. Ohio and Michigan turned into rust belts. Jobs moved to China, India, Vietnam, where labor costs were as cheap as a cup of milk tea. 7. Trump's crusade begins. Enter Donald Trump. With fire in his eyes and a staff in hand, he promised, "I'll bring jobs and wealth back to America." In 2018, he delivered his first blow, 25% tariff on steel, 10% on aluminum, not just to punish exporters, but to target the biggest demon of them all, China. (2025) The comeback and the 145% tariff shockwave. In 2025, Trump returned to the White House with a storm. He struck with a 145% tariff on all Chinese goods, from shirts to smartphones to electric cars. A $10 t-shirt now costs $24.5. Trump wasn't just raising prices, he was severing the monster's claws. (9) Technology war, Huawei, TikTok, and delisting. Next, he went after technology, China's dream of supremacy. He banned Huawei from buying US chips, the brain of any phone, no chip, no bite. TikTok was ordered to sell or leave. Worse still, Trump hinted at delisting Chinese companies from US stock markets, a dagger to the heart of 10. The art of the deal, global pressure game. Trump knew when to strike and when to pause. He threatened tariffs, then offered temporary relief, luring allies into his hand. Europe backed off. "We want to be friends with America." Japan and Korea promised to buy more US oil. Vietnam and Cambodia pledged stricter checks on Chinese goods. Over 70 countries stood with the US, leaving China isolated. (11) Final moves, checkmate or new war. The Monkey King's staff now pointed straight at Beijing, and Trump, the master strategist, held a full deck of aces. Will he guide America through 81 tribulations, or will the heavens shake again with a new round of battles? Time will tell, but for now, leave your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Thank you for watching The World in Your Hand. If you enjoyed this video and found it insightful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on our next global explorations. Your thoughts matter. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. See you soon on the next journey.